config, if you're not sure about it, because we cannot just keep open our computer to find out our MAC address, right? IP, or open every computer to find out the MAC addresses. ipconfig all will give you the information about this. And if you have manually configured or DHCP configured it, physical is the NIC address. Every NIC on the network has this information provided by the manufacturer. Remember those things, right? Manufacturer provide this information, and then we have a protocol, our protocol, which basically uh, translate IP to MAC, because many computer doesn't know the MAC addresses. So they know the IP address which you had configured. So it uses the ARP to get this IP to MAC address configuration. There was a question that what if DNS is not working? Then we go to APIPA, the automatic private IP address, which start with this range 169.254. Dot 254. Yes. So if you start with a dot, an IP address 169.254, that is basically a paper address, right? A paper address. It's what if a system couldn't locate the HCPs? There could be a possible chance, right? So then your system will, Windows basically automatically assigns this IP address range to your node, and you can access resources on the network. Yes. What was the other question? So tomorrow we have test. Everybody feels ready. Um, so what is going to be covered? If you have a question like this, let me remind you. If you go to D2L, D2L. So you first check that you complete your IP configuration. Everybody raise hand, put up your hand if you completed your IP configuration, then I'll
Excuse
repeat
me,
the
ma'am.
step. Yes, I'll repeat the step if you completed IP configuration. Otherwise, it's doesn't, I cannot just keep repeating for everyone, right? Yes, yes.
Ma'am, can you check your mailbox? I have sent my lab document. I wanted to confirm if we have to do till there.
You send me email. You want me to check
Yes,
it
ma'am.
now?
Yes, ma'am.
1 second. Let me. Can you take the picture and send directly to my chat box? It's easier for me to just quickly look at
Ma'am,
it.
chat box is disabled.
Oh, sorry about that. Check it now, because of the morning experience. Some people really want to disturb the class. I don't want to just fight them, right? Anyway, so get to the chat box and see if you can send me a picture. Just take this snapshot, quick snapshot. You want me to check your configuration? Okay. So what is going to be discovered in your uh, okay. Uh, Download Paresh. Oops. Lab 3. Oh, you want me to check your lab 3 now. I think I have told you in my instruction sheet what you need to submit. IP config. Okay, you check the IP config of your server. Client of the IP configuration, pinging from. Yes, ping from. If a ping result was successful, ping results were successful, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If ping results were successful, then it is good. Check with your ping. If it is says, yeah, it is. It looks like personalize your website. Yeah, that's beautiful. What else?
Ma'am, last steps.
What is the last? I just overlook, what is the last step? Uh, okay, you mean the last screenshot?
Yes, ma'am, last two screenshots.
So this
Ma'am,
is
these
your
are the last.
these are .com your website, and then there is the
Yes, ma'am.
connectivity. Yeah, that's it. So screen, if you can verify with this, it means you did the related configuration. Then the other screenshot you may skip. That's fine. If you want, this is what you're trying to ask, Bishra. Is this okay if I skip the configuration screenshot? Yeah, that is fine. If you can give me the connectivity screenshot, well, connectivity cannot be possible if you haven't configured it, correct?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
if you had configured, yes, that's fine. Yes,
Thank you, ma'am.
you're welcome.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I have sent you a pic in chat box. Can you please check it?
Okay, so go ahead and submit it to Dropbox.
Is it fine, ma'am?
Who was the Bhavesh? Yes, yes, Bhavesh. Should you submit it to the Dropbox so I can assign a grade to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, uh, here, Muskan. Okay, Muskan. Uh, Lab 3. Okay, DNS. You named it like this.
Yes, ma'am.
This one picture is right.
Yes,
This
ma'am. It
is
is one picture.
what you want me to check.
Is it fine, ma'am? It is showing blue screen.
That's your
Yes, ma'am.
default
That's
page.
my web page.
That's a default page.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a default page. Yes, it is a IIS server version number. It does show. This is also an example of the default page. That's not in the blue screen of the dead. There is an error message in Windows which calls blue screen. Sorry, blue screen of death. Google it, blue screen of death. That's comes like something, a blue screen and some emoji, and it's saying, hey, this is something happened wrong to your system. It's not a kind of, it says IIS version, and that's an IIS default page version, right? I thought you getting a blue screen of that
Yes,
when you
ma'am. Got it.
uh, you know it's not that error. Windows blue screen of death, you know so let me share my screen like this. uh, you know what if we don't have Google? Well, when I studied, there was no Mr. Google. I wish I would have it, but there was no Mr. Google. So we just discuss with our friends and, uh, what's wrong and did you resolve it? Did you, this is the blue screen of that. Something like this. It's not that the blue screen of that. And when you're saying, hey, I got a blue screen, Bishra, this is real problem. When you someone turn on their computer and they got this screen, right? Unfortunately, that's an error. Uh, that's an error, erroneous screen, and has to be fixed. Require software fix. So your blue screen is not that wrong. That's another view of IIS server. Um, I
Okay,
told
ma'am.
you, I did not write the Microsoft. I'm not the one who write it, but I am one who is certified person, right? So that's an alternate screen. That's fine. Don't worry about
Okay,
it.
ma'am. Thank you.
The important thing is, did you configure it and it appears like something. Do you mind if I share it with other people, right? It's okay. So
Okay,
like,
ma'am.
so she sent it to me like some information. So I want to see your machine name, virtual machine name at the top if possible, right? So and then Muskan, and this is what she had edited in when you enter your DNS name, right? If you can append your when you're taking the screenshot for the for the lab submission, then if you can display virtual machine name, that will help me to grade you honestly, if you added there, um where is my marker? If you edit there, uh, I think I can use this one. um, Let me turn on my machine. So don't do in. Okay, that looks fine. Yes, Muskan, I can see your machine name right at the top. Yes. When you're
Yes, ma'am.
giving, yeah, that this is what I want the other people to as well. Include your machine
Okay, ma'am.
name under your name, right? It means it's originated from your site. And
Okay.
then if you have done the configuration, then you can reach to this page. Otherwise, you couldn't. If you haven't configured, and give me the testing page of your IIS server, include the testing page of your IIS server by using the loopback address. The loopback address, I think I had mentioned it here. Um, uh, uh, the loopback address. A loopback address is used in connectivity. There are specific addresses, IP addresses have different meaning and interpretations. Those are not just numbers. They tell you some little story behind it, what they are, right? What category they belongs to. If this is the category, it's not just a number. It tells you it's an APIPA address. If someone computer is not working, still can get to the network, and if it I run an IP config, an IP address under this range, you would see that this is an APIPA address. And there's another address I told you in this category, if you remember, loopback address. This is the loopback address. So just try to remember, if you ping loopbacks, you get to your machine, whichever machine is, whether, well, you can check it on your Unix machine as well. But I'm not teaching Unix, Linux you. Ping loopback or 127.0.0.1. So this is basically checking time to live. This is the time period of 128 milliseconds. This is RMC ICMP packet sent from my node to myself, right? Just like someone is playing with himself or herself. Can I play or not? So this is a ping. Am I ready for the connectivity on the network or not? How would you check it out? So this is the loopback address, right? So you can run it from any machine, whether whichever type, Unix, Windows. So this is the same thing I did it on IIS server yesterday. You run the loopback address from your Explorer. Is this server which we configured yesterday? Okay, so you get to testing. Give me the testing about okay. How do you get to their Explorer? So open up this Explorer. So open the Explorer and type a loopback address there. Okay, one option to get there. Let me.
Ma'am, your screen is not shared.
Sorry about that. 1 second. Uh, so you can get to the, this is the charm. How to get to the charm? You take your cursor, hover over the cursor, right to the right top corner. So this is Windows charm, right? So Windows charm, search option, start option, setting options, or you can go from here to as well from the start, or you can go from two corners, from left. In the top corner it says is charms. This was in 2012 for Windows Server 2012 was available. Windows 10, I think they stopped charm. Windows 10 doesn't have charm, but the earlier version does have it. You can get to the start and get to the Explorer, and you can type in your web page there. Well, your web page, well, what you had created. That's the Microsoft. If you're not getting the same one, that's nothing wrong with it. But you can have any web page setting. You can put your picture even here. All you need to do, you need to configure it, the iStart file, right? iStart file, which I had mentioned yesterday. Or you can get to this, check the connectivity of the IIS server by typing one loopback address. So you would be able to reach to the same. Check it out with the other pages. Well, I wanted to teach you today a domain controller, but I think you guys are not ready. So what I'm gonna do, that was my plan to teach you Active Directory so you can learn more about how to share resources on network. The another thing is if you go to which other computer you configure, this one, client computer. Okay, so turn your client computer and see if you can get to your IIS 7, your web page is accessible, or uh, uh, so so you can see I had two accounts here, right? One is a higher privilege and another is just a user, right? Even both are under my name, different like way of writing the user ID, but this is an admin account. which has more privilege, like I can install, configure with this privilege. And I have some general purpose account just to have some mass monitor. Yes. Okay. So here, if I get to browser and what is the DNS on it? I think I had given the DNS setting there. Uh, so sharing also, we can share the documents. I think I'll tell you later. Let's try to fix today's problem. Uh, check out the DNS entry here. I think we had configured DNS to our DNS server. Yeah, that is the DNS server dot 2.29 which we had configured, right? For IIS and for DNS and everything. If it is all good, then you can test out here as well. And go to your Explorer site and see CSV. Well, this is not, there we go. So I can access my web page from internet, right? Because I configured my IIS server, I configured my DNS server. I can check out from my other computer as well. If you go to what else? Server one. So let me stop this one. So my system shouldn't start crying. I can pause it. Uh, this is the server which has server configuration but doesn't have any additional role installed on it. You check out your connector. Can you reach to your website? Check out from all the three computers, right? Three systems you're working with. So you check out if you can, because it is they are in the, as long as they have the same DNS, right? If they have the different DNS, then they cannot reach out. You understand what I mean? So you can go to the charm. Really? Uh, what did I do there? Yes, ma'am, I have a question. Nowadays firms are using Windows 11. Well, Windows 11, we don't have it. Windows 10, you want to, do you have a copy of Windows 10? You can install it on your virtual machine. But they said they are same. The basic configuration is same. Well, what basic configuration is same? Some people are teaching Windows 95 in this course. What are you going to do that? See? So you think Windows 7 is outdated? Is not outdated. We have many computers in production environment which are working with Windows 7. Windows 7 is not outdated. If you don't know how to configure Windows 7, you cannot configure Windows 10. The many configurations are same. And this course is not to teach you to the advanced level. You learn it by step. You cannot learn the advanced things in first jump, right? So you first learn to how to take first step, right? And how to move on to the second. I'm not teaching you XP or 95. Well, if I'm teaching you XP and 95, then you can raise this concern. Correct? Make sense? This fall, right? So if I would be teaching you 10 as with those XP or Windows 95 or Windows 10 3.1, then you can say, yes, why are you teaching us those things which are outdated? Well, I'm teaching you Windows 7, which is the part of the production environment. And you need to learn how to take first step, second step, right? Make sense? Don't try to jump on Windows 11. You're going to fall down. I'm telling you. You're going to crash every computer. Right? Well, Microsoft still have DOS in command prompt. What are you going to tell Microsoft? Why do you have DOS? Why you ask us to use the CLI? They're going to tell you it's more faster, efficient, even it is older, 25, 30 years old, right? So we cannot just kick out some useful things from our system because those are the integral part in order to move on to the advanced steps. So I'm not teaching you Windows 11. Definitely, you ask management to give you a course to teach Windows 11. You can learn by yourself. There are many ways to update yourself, you know. Well, try to focus, just Paul. Don't just think haphazardly, you know. Right now, you couldn't finish the lab and you're talking about Windows 11, right? Try to focus on well, whichever Windows you work, those are the same things, what I am teaching. You will find it everywhere. I'm telling you. Okay? So try to finish what is the current job you have it in front of you. Okay, you said that we didn't do it and something like you were the first person who was telling. That's I don't know. So please try to synchronize let me synchronize the whole class, right? So if you want to learn Windows 10, you go ahead and learn it. There are some additional features, nothing at some fancy things. Well, does the Windows has a no never ending journey and learning is never ending journey, right? So you know the basic tools, you can move on, you're good to go further. You understand what I mean? So let the peoples finish their job, the lab 3, rather than you pursue me to teach you Windows 11, right? So 10s, you first need to learn the 7, 8, and 10. Those are common features. Common features, right? We're talking about the common features. Anyways, so Uh, so you check your connectivity from all the three computers and see how does it work. Okay. So can you check your web page from all the three computers? Check it out and let me know.
Yes, ma'am, done.
All done? Okay. See? Any question, like try to focus on it, right? Please try to focus. Don't try to like derail your thoughts. That's will take like and waste time, don't waste time, please. Respect time for everyone. Yes, Kapil has a problem with IIS server. What is the problem, Kapil? Can you be um, more specific?
Maybe we have said like we have to do some default setting, but I didn't find any default setting.
Someone can help Kapil.
Nobody.
Why not? Please repeat your question. See, someone can move forward and help Kapil because he is stuck to some step.
Move forward. आगे आओ.
Okay, so you guys want me to repeat the lab 3 step, right? So all you need to do, so please pay attention. Can you hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you all good with the IIS server setting or DNS server setting? Or you still want me to repeat the step?
Repeat, ma'am.
How to link custom domain with 127. Well, I repeated yesterday 3 times, Well, if something you're not following along, then does not make any sense. How to make custom? What is the question? I don't understand it.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I can open the loopback page with my IP address, but I can't link my domain with that.
So did you provide the domain name when you so you can test? You mean you can test your IIS server web page, right? With loopback address. It's
Uh,
not connected to your domain name.
yes, ma'am.
Then the IIS name, the domain name, what did you configure under the domain? When you get to the MMC, those are the MMCs affiliated with different tools. Like you get to the DNS and forward lookup. We configured forward
Yes,
lookup
ma'am, I
zone,
have
right?
configured that, but I can't open
Do,
it.
do you see your web page domain name here?
Yes, ma'am.
What does it say? Okay.
Ma'am, it's my
So
student ID,
we
then my first name.com.
okay. Then what is the domain address?
It's
Domain ad.
ma'am.
Okay. So check out the domain address. Your domain address on this machine. This is this machine address, right?
Yes, ma'am, I
And
can open the loopback page with that IP, but I
mhm,
can't open that when I type the domain.
what does it say?
It says the page are reachable.
It's not reachable. It means it's not configured in your IP tab. So check. Did you check your IP configuration?
Ma'am, I can try reconfiguring the DNS.
Well, DNS configuration was not that difficult. You just get to the MMC and you start new zone, and you follow along this page, primary zone. In everybody, whoever is think that I have a problem, this is the place where you type in the page name, right? The DNS name. Well, this, for instance, I'm going to say something else. CST, I already have it. What I'm going to do, I can remove this one first so I can repeat it, right? Let me delete it. So now I'm going to repeat this step. Whoever think I'm stuck on this page, or now I'm going to create a new zone in my primary zone, and then I'm going to say my domain name, whichever, like I made it just like this, course name. Um, so you can actually, I have a file under this name, so I can use the new one. Let's see. So this is, you can just go by the default. It asks you the I better change the name there. Windows110.com. So there you're going to specify. I think you simply get to the default. So this is the new domain, right? Or what else? So once you have, let me repeat this one again for you. So you finish and then you go to this domain and create a host. We need to create a new host. So provide an IP address here. This is IP address of your domain server. For instance, I have an IP address of .2.29, right? So I'm going to provide this IP address 169.168.2.29. So get this IP address and you need to provide this IP address here. .29, right? And then add host. You don't need to specify the host name. That's fine. And say whatever the studentid.com. Done it. It might be you forgot to add a host. That's why you cannot access it. Check it out now. It should be good. Well, if you had provided the DNS server name to your DNS entry of IP configuration, you should be good. Yes. Is that okay? Got it? Say yes or no. Someone has a problem that I cannot get to my DNS. Akash, who was asking this question.
No, ma'am, I'm configuring that DNS.
So you okay now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's the last step I showed you yesterday. Anything else? Yes, there is any other problem? Yes, Akash, your problem is resolved, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you forgot to configure your host maybe.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so check your web page from.
Ma'am,
Mhm.
ma'am, I created a new account with my first name only, and that works. But when I create a account with my student ID, it doesn't work. There may be some kind of limit to the words.
Well, there is an 15 characters. I think it should be okay. Well, did you place the spatial letters or something like this at the beginning? I don't think so. There should be this problem. Maybe you making some other mistakes. So
No, ma'am.
first letter is what? Number? Number cannot
Uh,
be first.
no, ma'am. It's alphabet.
Alphabets.
Then
Okay.
numbers,
How?
then again alphabets.
Okay. So I think someone already sent me a file which their web page is starting from student ID. It works. It works.
It doesn't work for me, ma'am. Can I create that page with my first name only?
First name and append the last three digit of your student ID at the end.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Last three digit. You can manipulate if you are having difficulty to adjust the name, but it should reflect something. It's belonging to you. So first name and last three digit. Sometimes Windows won't allow you to more than 15 character long name. So what I suggested earlier, so student ID and first three letters of your name. You can just adjust those things just in case if you're getting in restriction.
Ma'am, it still doesn't work. When I add any alphabet, it doesn't work. Like when
Clear the browser history.
okay, ma'am.
Browser history, clear the cache. Or you can go with your first name if you like. Well, this is, mm, okay. So you see my screen here. If you test from your DNS server, and then you test uh, from another server, right? So type in your domain name, server name. So you should be able to reach to your page, right? And even from your client machine, as I showed you earlier. So you should be able you should be able to run to reach to your uh, web page from the client machine as well. So verify the connectivity from all the three machines, right? Go to the Explorer and see if you can get there. Oops. So I can get to my page from all the three machines, right? So you check it from yours as well. This is server one. This is a client machine, and this is the actual domain server. So get to your Explorer. There we go. Okay. So you check it from one server. So you reach to there. Take the screenshot of this server. Take the screenshot of your another server and your client machine. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have submitted without taking the screenshot.
Which screenshot you didn't take? You need to
Ma'am,
show me the verification that you perform the steps. That's important, right? How would I know that? Otherwise, I cannot assign a grade.
can I
So
resubmit it?
yeah, you can just this is open till yes tomorrow late night, and if you are in India, then it is open till Monday morning. So you have plenty of time to finish it. So check the connectivity. So testing is on the DNS server using the loopback address. Then try to reach your web page from different machines having the same DNS, right? That's important. Okay. So having the same DNS, that is important. Otherwise, if you don't configure, if you didn't configure it to the three machines the same DNS IP address, then you cannot reach. Okay, I just double check the tomorrow test plan. Um, so try to revive this stuff. If you go to your D2L, D2L has
Uh, ma'am,
yes.
ma'am, I tried accessing the domain name with my student ID from my another machine, from a client machine. I can access that from my client, but I can't access that from host.
Well, how did you know name? Well, the domain name cannot be different on different machine. Cannot be different.
No, ma'am,
Does it?
actually, I can access that from my client machine like Windows 7, but I can't access that on my server 2 from which I hosted that.
Well, the same domain name is cannot be different, right? So check the connectivity issue on your domain. Check the 127 ping 127.0.01 on your server side.
Ma'am,
Check the firewall setting.
now all the firewalls are turned off.
Check the firewall setting.
Ma'am, it is turned off.
Okay, if you turn it off in production environment, we don't turn off the firewall. But you for this learning setup, yes, you can temporarily turn it off. Um, yeah, the questions in test is MCQ. I'm trying to revive those things. MCQ type, right? Multiple choice in uh, what you can see on the D12. Okay, I'll be right back in 1 minute, please. Okay, so what you're gonna do for tomorrow? So check the D12, just in case if you forgot the contents. We discussed so far: installation, the requirement for the installation, the system requirement, and well, all versions of your server. So what you understand with virtual machines, server additions, its features, how do you install, what features you had installed there, TCP IP configuration, and what else we did? The DHCP concept should have an DHCP concept as well. One thing, what else we discussed here? TCP IP configuration, different different IP address ranges, right? And can you see my screen, right?
No, ma'am.
So I'm just
No, ma'am.
just to have opened my D12 site, so which is yours as well. So just get to the different features we work with Windows Server, and what features you have work out, and what is the requirement to install different version of your Windows Server, right? Different features you install there, how to install, add, remove features, PowerShell options, different versions, resource requirements, those different versions. You work with the data center, but you need to know the core, what is tools used to configure core and PowerShell's commands, which can be used to install different features, add and remove roles on Windows, and kind of things we talk about under those topics since we started this course. Um, there is one thing. Let me change my view. There is that's a pretty good link. You can find the roles and features if you like to revive it, right? So this is a very good link, and that's from the Microsoft Resource Center. TechNet. TechNet is a very good resource on the internet provided by Microsoft. So those features are pretty much same. When you move on to the advanced version 2019, 2021 for servers, so you would find pretty much similar things. The vision and view gonna be changed. Appearance won't gonna be changed. Some more security feature would be there, but the basic features would be same what you're working now. Installing different component with server manager, so those are the things we address, right? So adding roles, server roles, assigning, removing roles, uh, in TCP/IP configuration, right? So TCP/IP addresses, different TCP/IP address range. Remember the addresses we addressed about it. What does class A, class B, class C, ping pong kind of things, right? In networks, testing, troubleshooting, diagnostic, well, it appears time to time, right? So it's not just the one word to troubleshoot. So we use the tools, command line tools to troubleshoot the problem. DHCP problem, DNS server problems. So basic tools we use to diagnose the problem is use the IP config tools, use the loop back address, use the ping tools, so command line tools. There you can find what we discussed under. If you go back to so command line tools, just to go over with the quick tools. Ping has an options different. Any command you type the command and question mark will give you the options which you can work with. So there are a bunch of options available with the command utility. So you can check out. There's tools which you can work with. Tracer is one of the tools. Ping using commands. So well, path ping, those are the commands you can use timely to figure out the problem, to troubleshoot the problem, what's wrong exactly. And netsh, net show command also, we use net show command to find out, like if I need to configure the firewall on my server. Because we don't just disable the firewall, we configure it using the netshow command. So we can use the netshow command to configure remote access, to configure firewall. And do you have a question so far? If you have question, how many questions there would be? Like you can expect something like 50 or something, 55. Haven't finalized it yet, so we still need to work on it. And DNS server we addressed, we configured DNS, and we learned about what exactly it means to. So those are the things, pretty much stuff we have covered, which we can test out in tomorrow test. Everybody feels okay tomorrow, right? So tomorrow is good time for everyone, right? Most of you. I think I got a response. Yes, MCQ, and you want me to give you some descriptive and like configuration, TCP/IP. Check out the TCP/IP we discussed, DNS. Have an idea of the DHCP. The resource requirement for operating systems, we installed server versions, right? So yes. So you guys okay with your configuration, right? For lab 3? No big problem.
Yes, ma'am.
So feel okay now, hopefully. Okay, let me get to the tenants. Wait, please respond to when you hear your name. If you cannot speak up, no worries. You can type in the text box. Okay. Amandeep is there. Amandeep Kaur. Amanveer Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Arjun.
Present, ma'am.
Arshdeep Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Gurinder Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Gurleen Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Gurmanjot Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Harmeet Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Jaspal Singh. Jitanpreet Kaur. Jitanpreet Kaur. Jobanpreet Singh.
Yes, ma'am.
Jobanpreet Singh number 2. Number 2. Karanbir Singh.
Ma'am.
Okay, both Jobanpreet present. Okay, Karanbir Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Kulvinder Singh.
Yes, ma'am.
Lovepreet Kaur.
Lovepreet Kaur present, ma'am.
Okay. Lovepreet Singh.
Lovepreet Singh present, ma'am.
Manisha.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Manjot Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Manjot Kaur number 2.
Present, ma'am.
Mahakdeep.
Present, ma'am.